a second.
Hello, I can hear you.
There we go. Yes. We have
Brate
and we have Shaq Thompson joining us.
What's
How
up?
y'all doing?
Well,
What up,
Hey,
Brate?
welcome.
what's up?
Cameron,
Yeah, how do I
I'm
do
Jake
this
Delhomme.
Jake, what's up?
I haven't
Oh,
had a chance to
legend.
meet you. No, don't.
What's up,
I
man?
wouldn't say that. And then Shaq, nice to see Shaq. Big fan of Shaq, but I don't understand the connection between y'all two. I mean, you're a linebacker. You're gonna guard Brate twice a year. He's trying to take your head off. Brate's trying to pancake you or make you. I don't understand it. What's going on?
Me and
I try to
Brate
pancake
just
him.
go ahead. Brate, you got it.
Well, you can go ahead. You got it, man. This is your team.
Nah, me and Brate just built a great relationship. Just going against each other, like the famous quote, "Iron sharpen iron," and we just battle every time we play against each other. He's a great tight end, probably one of the best in the conference and in the league, and he should definitely get more respect than what they're allowing him.
Well, we know that there's a lot of mutual respect between both of you. And hi, guys, I'm Kristen, by the way. It's nice to meet
Hello.
both of you for
Nice
the
to meet
first
you, too.
time. We know there's a lot of mutual respect between both of you because you guys did a jersey exchange. So and Cameron, I know you've got your whole wall back there.
It's right there. That's why I chose this background. It's right there.
Right. That's what I'm talking
My
about.
guy.
That's good planning. And we're showing the picture right now. So what's the process like when you want someone else's jersey and there's a mutual respect thing? How does that go down?
Yeah, it's usually, I mean, you do it with kind of people you at least have like a little bit of a relationship with, you know. It's kind of would be weird, I feel like, if you just kind of ask like a random dude like, hey man, let me get your jersey. But yeah, with Shaq, you know, we have mutual friends, and you know, I always enjoyed going up against him, going up against the Panthers, you know, kind of with him and Luke. It was always, you know, a really tough matchup for us as tight ends. So kind of built up respect with him, and I think we talked about it pregame or something, and so kind of worked it out, and we're able to get the swap, and you know, definitely one of the prized jerseys up there for sure.
Well, there's a lot of respect, both of you, and that's great because I'm sure Cameron's never held you at all, Shaq, in trying to block him. I'm sure that's never happened once or twice. Okay, but let's just address the elephant in the room. So, when you guys signed Tom Brady, first thing that went through your mind, what was the thought? Besides that, we're gonna have more primetime games than we ever had since we signed Tom Brady. What else went through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I had like kind of seen the rumors going into it, but really didn't think much of it. I really didn't think he was going to come down here. But yeah, I mean, obviously adding someone like him, he's kind of unquestionably the greatest quarterback of all time, you know, just kind of the resume he's built. And obviously I have a ton of respect for him and his game, everything he's done. So, you know, for us, being a team that's not really in the spotlight, you know, we haven't been winning a lot in the past, you know, 10 years or so, really. So it kind of gives us a little bit more national exposure. And, you know, with a player of his caliber is going to kind of heighten all of our sense of urgency. And, you know, I'm just super excited to get to work with them.
And then Shaq, for you, looking at the schedule, seeing that that's the team you're going to be going against week 2, what crosses your mind immediately?
Just back-to-back years. Last year we faced them Thursday night game week 2, and they had got the best of us. Especially I think it was on that goal line stand that they came up with. But just having them just be in the conference, man, they're a great team. I always said they're missing something, and I think this might be it. Just going against Brady just a couple years, man, he's the GOAT. He's great at what he does. He knows how to read the defense. He knows how to get the linebackers to move out the zones and stuff like that and throw it right behind you. So we got to be locked in and just get ready to go.
How has the offseason gone for you two guys? Because it's got to be – this is very different. I'm lucky enough, I've never had to go through anything like this in the NFL. And whenever the lockout happened, that was my last year, in essence, playing. So, you know, I'm 36 or 37 at the time. I was setting my schedule. But how has it affected you guys in especially trying to stay in shape and working out? Because you probably have, both of you probably pack on a few pounds of muscle that you need to carry you through a long, hard NFL season.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks because, I mean, usually like around this time, you see guys going, or right now we'd be in OTAs, but like before that, you see guys going around Florida, Miami, LA, Houston, or whatever, just working out with a bunch of guys and got a bunch of friends and stuff like that. And this kind of just took a step back to where you kind of just have to work out on your own, stay maintained, stay in shape, and I mean, still be professional at the end of the day. We all know how to take care of ourselves. We all know how to work out and stuff like that. So I think everybody knows, especially myself. I know how to maintain myself, maintain my eating, running, and lifting weights. So there's nothing really has changed. It's just got to be smarter.
Right. Yeah. Just like Shaq said, I mean, for me, um, definitely some obstacles, have come up as far as like gym closures, the facility shut down. But yeah, like kind of got to get creative with different ways to kind of get that same training in that we need. So I kind of, for a couple of weeks there, I was kind of going to random parks, trying to find places to run. That was probably the hardest thing. Luckily, someone down the street.
Did you get out like Tom Brady did?
No. I was a little more discreet than Tom. Yeah.
You got to show him the right way to do it.
Yeah, right. I got to get in touch with him about that. But yeah, so that was definitely a challenge. It's the strength training. I was able to kind of use like stuff in the house, kind of get a garage gym, whatever going. But yeah, I mean, it's a bummer kind of with off-season acquisitions that we made, the excitement around the Bucks right now that we're not able to kind of get to work together. But yeah, it's kind of just the onus is on the players right now as far as getting yourselves in shape so that we're ready to roll whenever that is.
Shaq Thompson, Cameron Brate joining us. Cameron, just a true trooper to be on the Panthers show. We absolutely love it, and we love the relationship that you guys had. I do want to ask, you both mentioned getting creative with your workouts, and I've talked to some Panthers players over the last few weeks, and I've heard some pretty creative things. So I want to know if you guys are at this level. So KK Short told me that he started lifting a table at his house, and then he also started balancing stuff on it as a balancing exercise. Itor Grossmatos, one of our rookies, said that he has got an old trash can that he is now using to do ice baths. So I just heard a lot of different, like, are we getting that level of creative, or are you guys just, you've got the weights set up and all that?
I got the weights at home. I got Normatex. I got the game ready. I got almost everything you need for recovery wise to maintain with the body and stuff like that. So I haven't been that creative. The most creative I do is throw some ice in my tub, and that'll be my ice bath.
Yeah, I did that once too, but yeah, luckily, like I haven't had to do too much. I I found a park to run at, but I had started running on it, so I couldn't stop. But it was like half sand, half grass. Construction workers were getting off on the job, and so they were kind of just watching me run while having lunch. But I had to keep going because I was fully committed. So that was probably the weirdest thing I did. But yeah.
All right, so back to the schedule release. If there's anything that went in your mind or that you look for when, okay, you know who the opponents are going to be, but what do you look for as a player? Is there anything that you always look for, Cameron, to see, hey, where we're playing at, cold games, late in the year? Is there something that jumps out to you?
Yeah, you nailed it. The first thing I always look at is cold games, and I can cross that off. We got no cold games this year, which is good. And then I look to see when the bye is. Because like it's important, kind of where that falls. So luckily for us, we have our bye's not till week 13, which is probably the latest one. But we have a week 5 Thursday night game, so that'll kind of give us a little mini bye week there. So I looked at that.
What about Shaq? What about you? Anything in regards to schedule that you look for immediately upon release?
Nah, everything's probably the same as Cameron. I definitely look for the cold games first. Not just look for the hot teams next, especially playing at home. You know how it gets here in Carolina. So, I mean, those are just the biggest things. And other than that, I'm just looking forward to play whoever that weekend.
I love it. I didn't realize that was such a cold is the first thing it sounds like all of you guys look for. I do have a question though, because you all have mentioned bye weeks. What is I would think, so it's week 13, as you said, Cameron, for you guys and week 13 for the Panthers as well. Is that the idea? You can't ever tell until you get into the season, but like, is that the best case scenario? When do you prefer to have it if you could choose?
probably somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
would be the best one. We've previously had one, I think as early as like week 4, week 5, and that was, that makes it a grind. Actually, now that I think about it, in
Week 1.
2017, yeah, we had week 1. Sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, we had a week 1 bye, so we played 16 straight, and that was brutal. Yeah, that was because of the hurricane. So
That's exactly right. I was trying to recall. Oh, wow, that's got to be pretty brutal.
yeah, that was tough.
So I want to know, you guys are friends. When it comes to game weeks, do we talk to friends on the opposing team? Is that something we're just making up in our heads? Do we go radio silent? How does that work?
No, it's more just like trash talking and just trying to bring out the competitive edge. At the end of the day, your team, you want your team to win the game. So the friends, like all that, yeah, it's cool during the game. I can wait till after. But so it's like on the field, it's just more competitive, and let's get it and go.
Right, yeah, like leading up to a game, that's really like the best time you can kind of watch film. See, like I'll be able to see how Shaq's doing. See some plays he's made, whatever during the year. So like, I could text someone like, "Oh, that was a sick play you made," like week 3 or 4, or whatever. But yeah, like you said, the closer it gets to game time, yeah, we don't really talk too much, and then say what's up after the game.
This is something that I never really had to worry about. I played quarterback. We didn't get hit as much as anybody else in camp. We don't run, but the two positions that both of you guys play, one a linebacker and tight end, you have to block against linemen, and you have to, in essence, almost run like wide receivers. I mean, it's very difficult. So with both of you, like how much playing on a Monday night, if you have a Monday night game and you play the following Sunday, how much does it take out of you? And is there a different recovery phase for you and things of that nature on a shorter week? How difficult? Because I know for someone like me, it was more so if I played on Monday night, the mental aspect of it, I felt I was 36 hours behind. But not only the mental, but the physical aspect of the positions you guys play, how difficult is that to go from a Monday night game to the following Sunday?
I think the biggest one that's pretty difficult is when you go from Sunday to a Thursday night game. You don't have that much time to recover, and you don't have that much time to watch film on the opponent. So everything just has to happen fast. Like you got to recover X amount of hours until you feel good. You got to get massages every day, chiropractor, needling, stretch, all this stuff you got to do in a short amount of time than what you're used to. I mean, usually on a Sunday, you got all week to recover, especially like Fridays or Saturdays definitely wind down. But Sundays and Thursdays, just quick. You just got to do everything quicker.
And what is your advice for like the rookies coming in? Since obviously that's on the schedule this year. How do you get into that mentality?
It's like, biggest thing is it's as a rookie, you just got to tap in. I mean, I've been through it. That rookie wall is crazy, and the rookie year is always the longest. It's just something.
When does it hit? When does the rookie wall hit?
I think everybody's is different. Mine hit kind of after like week 6. I had an injury versus Seattle, so I kind of had mine like right there. So that was like the perfect time. And when I got back, I was able to get through that. So, I mean, everybody's is differently. Some people's last a long time, some people's last shorter, and you can definitely see it by the way they carry this up through practice and stuff like that. And it's just something new to them, and they'll definitely get used to it. You just got to have that mindset and flip it.
Well, I think now is such a good training ground. They're going to do so much on their own, just like all of you are doing right now. So, I mean, we got Cameron running in a park that's half sand, half grass, while construction workers look on. I mean, all sorts of stuff that everyone is facing while they get creative and while they're staying at home. So, I think if you guys can get through all this, then the season should hopefully, feel a lot more normal, a lot easier. But guys, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. This has been great. And both of you are great sports, but Cameron especially, just coming on the Panthers show. But I know it has to do with the fact that you guys are good buddies. And we really appreciate you doing this with us.
Yeah, of course. Had a blast. Good to see you, Shaq.
Hey, good to see you too, brother. I'll see you week 2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. Yep.
All right.
I can't wait to watch this from my perch, right? Calling the game on radio to see how if these pleasantries are going to carry over into the game.
I'll be down there on the sideline I'll let you know. We'll have an eye on these two guys.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Appreciate you guys having
Great.
us.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
on.
Have a good one.
All right.